Going on, YouTube? This is JT Knows Things, and this is my Crypto Den. And today I am so excited to be here. I am blessed that you have come to this channel and choose to invest your energy and time into me and what I'm putting out here. It does not go without appreciation. I see the community getting more and more involved in the comments and the likes. Man, I'm so grateful. Thank you. I will continue to show up and provide value to you all. I'm going to introduce myself for anyone that is new. I am JT. I am a software development consultant. I've been doing it for the past 9 years. I've started companies. I have built really cool stuff. You can check out all of that in my link tree at the YouTube channel, so you get an idea of my background. I also have a degree in finance, so investing and analyzing financial instruments has been a thing in my life since I was little. I've been investing and trading and stuff like that. So those two have kind of come together, and you have my YouTube channel and my extreme obsession to crypto. That is not a green screen. And a reminder that you are here to find nothing but calmness, tranquility, and peace as you navigate this awfully tumultuous market. The ups and the downs, the FUD, the scams, the exploits. It's a lot. You come here to be reminded that we are really early, and the fact that you are still looking into this stuff and you are putting your head down and you are doing the research and you are studying, pat yourself on the back. You should be proud. Now, before I get into all of the mistakes that you possibly could be making, I don't know for sure, but I know I made them when I first got started in the way I saw the industry and the technologies. I gotta do my shameless YouTuber plug. Please like, comment, subscribe. I promise you it makes a difference in my day, and I hope I've made a difference in yours from one of my videos. If I haven't earned that sub yet, do not worry. I will be back, and I will earn that sub eventually. Okay, only if I deserve it. Now, getting into it. So the first tip I have for you all: do not 100% base your decision making off of what you hear from guys like me or gals like me. Us content creators in the space are usually far more advanced in our research, usually far more advanced in our time in the market, usually. But none of that has anything to do with your ability to make decisions. We should just be the first step. You hear me, since I'm in there 4 or 5 hours a day looking, you hear me say something interesting, that should be the initiation of you diving down all the rabbit holes to come to either the same conclusion as me or your own. And it could be completely different, and that's okay. I can still be a trusted resource, so can those other content creators. But you should never, ever not do your own research and just trust everything we're saying. Okay? Don't do it. I did it. It sometimes was good. It was sometimes bad. I was aimless. Just trust us to the maximum that we should be trusted, which would be, hey, I respect JT Knows Things. He seems like a smart, cool dude. He likes FET, which I do, or fetch.ai. I wonder why. Let's figure it out, right? And then hit me up, and I will tell you why I like it, and maybe you could show me something that makes me go, and then I would have to go not only update my personal portfolio, but update my funds allocation, because I also manage crypto assets for my clients. Second mistake you could be making is that Bitcoin is competing with every single thing in the market, and basically all of these projects, protocols, etc. are they're competing for one purpose, one function. That just isn't the case. The majority of the projects, if you don't understand what I'm about to say, check out my channel. I have plenty of videos describing this, but basically the difference between an ecosystem asset on chain like Ether to Ethereum and Bitcoin, they're not even in Bitcoin swimming or running, and then Ether is biking. It's not even the same sport. They're not even trying to compete with one another. They have two different applications entirely. So do your own research and understand that. The next mistake you could be making is believing that one layer one will win, like an ultimate race or whatever. Ethereum versus Solana versus AVAX versus Phantom, and the list goes on. That's just not the case. What is likely, one, every layer one is optimized for different things, so they don't directly compete. Ethereum is the base layer kind of consumer infrastructure. A lot of decentralized apps like the metaverses and NFTs and everything else started on Ethereum. It is the social layer of Web3. Avalanche, it has an architecture that allows basically micro governance through subnets. Sounds technical. Basically, it is built for enterprises with different groups of people, or it could, like, for example, upper management, middle management, worker, and then you could have different networks with different things. And the reason they do that is so transactions or just movement on the chain doesn't flood or overwhelm other operative areas, which could also be great for the government. Ethereum does not have that kind of architecture, right? You start diving into the technology, you start understanding that there are just different applications for every layer one, and they are built to optimize for different use cases in the market. And that's great news for all of us, because I don't want Apple, let's say 20 years from now, moving $1 billion worth of inventory and exchanging all of the item SKUs and everything else in the cash. It'd be a massive file. I don't want that competing with me trying to chop a yew tree down in RuneScape 5.0 in Decentraland. I don't want that, and you wouldn't either, right? So they all are being built to take little slices, vertical slices of the future market. Another mistake you could be making is believing the APYs advertised in our space in general, but especially in DeFi, means if I put $100 in, you give me 100%, I'm going to pull $200 out at the end of the year. That's not the case. This is actually how it works. You put $100 in, you get $1,000 of that native currency, okay? That 1,000 tokens, $100 in, 1,000 tokens, they are going to give you 100% of those tokens. So they very well could just mint 1,000 more tokens and give them to you, and then you got 100%, because at the end of the year, you're going to have 200%. And if that token value halved in the same year, you're net zero after a whole year. So understand the APYs refer to the actual native token and not the dollar amount that you put in. That was a big one that I did not realize until I got screwed. So the next thing you could be making is believing you're hunting the verse, the internet, for something that is going to change the world and it's already been built. The reality is this is very, very early. The needs for mass market adoption simply have not been met. The required stuff is not built. Very few things that exist now in its current state will stay in this current state. Bitcoin is one of them. That dinosaur will chug along as it gets passed by all this other stuff, because its purpose does not need a lot of the innovations that other things do. So don't sit around thinking you're holding the next 20-year solution to a problem that doesn't even exist yet. You could be holding the bag too long, or just be holding the wrong stuff and it gets out innovated, like holding on to MySpace for too long, for example. Finally, actually, I got a bonus one. It's a reminder, but believing, the last one that I have is believing the CBDC, or central bank digital currency, is inherently good or bad for crypto. That is a different technology than anything else that exists. If it's good or bad for society, we could argue and probably have a really great discourse, but it is not related to the cryptocurrency at all. It will not affect the spot price of any of these coins outside of the sentiment of the investors. So like if they believe CBDC is good, market might pump, but really it's just a sentiment or narrative play. The actual technology and the invention of it and the implementation of it will have no consequence over that, specifically over the industry, right? Regulation will, how we feel about the technology will, like a lot will change, but CBDC is not competing with Bitcoin. It's not competing with Ether. They're not even in the same sport, same arena, same whatever you want. They're just not related at all. And then finally, another reminder before I get out of here, because I'm trying to keep these brief for you all. Do not 100% trust people like me. Please trust me that I'm trying to improve your journey in life here. I have nothing but great intentions. I could miss something. You could have a different brain and see something different than me. More perspectives are better than fewer. And if you're making financial decisions for your family, your future, and you worked hard for that money, just start Googling and researching and finding things that you hear from me or people like me, okay? We are not your ultimate solution. We are just the starting point of your research. Thank you all. That has been it. Until next time, peace.